Happy Tuesday, everybody, and there is no finer place to go for Christmas gifts or any kind of gifts than the Keeping Room in downtown Dundas. And we are here with the impresario of the Keeping Room, as usual, Phyllis Kramer. How you doing?
I'm pretty good. Wow, that's a lot to live up to.
Okay, we're going to look at a bunch of stuff today, some old, some new, some changed around.
Yeah.
Let's start with cast iron.
We will. So normally we do a bit of cast iron with enamel, with the Le Creuset or stove, and it's good. There's nothing wrong with it. Cook slow, long, slow, good food. But today we're going to feature a little more on the straight cast iron out of Lodge, which is made in the U.S. for over 100 years now. So you have everything from fry pans to Dutch ovens to grill pans. There's a pan for cooking bread, like a loaf. And then there's the cornbread molds, which have them come out looking like little cobs of corn. Mm-hmm. One of the new things they did this year, which is over here.
Something new.
It's a smoker. So basically you put your chips in this guy, soak them before you put them in. Uh-huh. It's got holes in the top. You put it on your gas grill. Turns your gas grill into a smoker, basically. Pretty cool.
Oh, what would you put in that? What would you smoke in that side?
Pork chops.
Okay.
Roast pork, turkey breasts, just about anything.
Anything you want to do.
Yeah. They also have come out with a pizza oven this year, a pizza pan, which is 15 inches. There's a real trend towards using steel for baking pizzas on. Mm-hmm. Also good in your grill. And this guy, the kickoff grill. So this guy is basically a fancy hibachi. There's the grill. Put your coals there.
Right.
Put this back over top, and your grills are, it's pretty good.
And this is new for this year?
Yes.
So people looking for something brand spanking new, this would be the thing to go for.
Yep, and it has a draft system on the bottom as well. Okay. Some of the cast Dutch ovens, you can take the lids off and cook on them upside down like a frying pan or a grill pan.
So why are everybody, there's almost a romantic situation with cast iron. Why is it so good to cook on?
People have been doing it for hundreds of years and they're still doing it. And it gives you that crisp grill marks that you want. Like it crisps the bottom. You get a crust basically on your meat.
Okay, kind of like an air fryer sort of affair.
I don't know, I've never used one. Yeah. Don't know very much about them.
Okay, anyway, all kinds of neat things to go here. We're going to come back a little bit later on here to the Keeping Place in Dundas. And we're going to talk about cocktails because that's the drink that's going to come back again and all the things you need to go with that. We'll see you in a bit.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
Welcome back to the Keeping Room in Dundas. Our friend Phyllis Kramer is there. We talked a little bit earlier about cast iron. Now we're going to talk about something that's sort of made a resurgence, and that's cocktails. So tell me a little bit about that and what you've got on the go here for people who may need to spruce up their fixins for them.
Well, as you've heard, there's all kinds of craft breweries and craft businesses doing cool stuff. And in Beamsville, they're doing a lot of alcohol like gin and vodka. They also do bitters. So that sort of goes along with the cocktail theme. So bitters have been used for like centuries, but they're kind of like adding a little bit of flavor to something that you've already decided. If you want a gin and tonic, then you might want to flavor it up with rhubarb or something a little spicy.
Okay.
So these are the sorts of things that they have. We have 13 flavors. Making a resurgence is for sure sparkly wine. So for that, we've got Prosecco glasses, which are lovely, and also the coupe. So this is a big one, really, really popular. We have lots of wine glasses, so all the kinds of wine, white, different flavors of red, be they Merlot or Bordeaux, different glasses. We have interesting things like the kit to make a black and tan, which is the beer. So you use one kind of beer and a stout, and it layers it.
Oh, okay.
That's kind of fun. These are the rock glasses. We can make a round ice cube, put it in. There's a little divot in the thing. The ice goes around. And then moving on, we've just got all sorts of Scotch glasses that are always a big hit. Carafes for wine, also for whiskey. And muddlers for
Tell us what is that? No?
a muddler mushes up whatever
Muddler.
you're putting in the bottom. So in the case of a, oh darn, Moscow Mule,
Right.
he,
Oh, okay.
the mint,
It's called a muddler. I never knew that as a name.
yeah, that's what it is.
So we can come in and we learned something new here already. A muddler.
Good corkscrews. Two-step, always. This is a waiter's corkscrew. Great thing.
And it'll last forever. So there's all
It
kinds
will.
of glasses, containers, things to try, that sort of thing. So that is some good news. Plus you can be your own craft cocktailer with all
Absolutely.
the extra taste in there.
Absolutely.
Okay, that's great. Thanks for showing us this corner. So we've looked at cast iron, we've looked at cocktails. We're going to look at baking when we come back in a few minutes here. We are back at the Keeping Room in Dundas. And of course, the impresario here, Phyllis Kramer, is with us. We've talked already about cast iron, neat things in that. Cocktails back in vogue now, all sorts of interesting things there. This time we're going to talk about baking. What could be different about baking that you can add this year, Phyllis?
Well, there's not that much different. There are new tools here and there, but the big trend this time of the year is sourdough baking. Sourdough bread, sourdough buns.
Everybody got into baking, right?
Everybody got into sourdough too. That was the big thing. So this is a proofing basket. It's called a banneton, and we have lots of sizes and lots of shapes.
And proofing does what?
That's when it's rising, when the bread is rising. This is a Danish dough whisk for mixing up the wet batters, which is really good because you don't want all that junk all over your little hands. It's hard to wash off. Bit of a pain.
And all over the counter and all over the cupboards.
Well, yeah, it could be too. We have many kinds of bread tins. You can also use the cast iron we talked about earlier to bake your bread in, which is kind of fun. And on the other side of a little tiny thing that's not a big deal, like $6, are these Swedish washcloths, dishcloths. And what's really cool about them is they basically equal about 40 rolls of paper towel. And they're soft when they get wet, but they stay like this. They can go in the washing machine too. So when they dry, they go back stiff again.
So anything you would do with a paper towel, you could do with this
Or a washcloth.
times 40.
Yep, it's kind of cool.
Wow.
These are scrubbies for doing cleaning your cast iron. So that's got a rough texture in it to do the job. And then let's move on to the fancy rolling pin.
That's kind of cool, yeah.
Yeah, it is. So basically you have to use a lot of flour. And when you roll it out, you get that pattern. And you can either do it on a pastry sheet or cut out cookies. So it works well. It's really
Awesome. All
cool.
kinds of neat things. Anything else here you want to tell people about that you think
Yeah,
is
the
kind of
bakeware is really, really terrific. Heavyweight from OXO out of the States, good quality, and also the Nordic ware bundt pans.
lots of neat things to try for baking. And coming up, we're going to talk about
Frying pans.
frying pans, which a lot of people are going to be buying this time of year. All of this coming up in the next few minutes, and we are in Dundas at the Keeping Room. We're back in Dundas at the Keeping Room, and this is almost a place you can come to meditate because there are so many thousands of things to see here and neat gadgets that you'll see virtually nowhere else. It's a great place to buy things, also a great place just to find what's going on and say, Phyllis, what's going on here? What's new here? What's new there? And she's there. She's with us today. If you haven't been with us this morning, we talked about cast iron. We've talked about baking things that are coming. We've talked about cocktails which are coming back, what you need for that. Now we're going to talk about something that everybody has and nobody likes what they have. Frying pans. So tell us a bit about what's going on, what's new and exciting in that area.
Well, the first thing that's really coming on strong are induction stovetops, which means you need a whole different set of frying pans. So some people like 8-inch ones for doing 2 eggs. Other people like 12-inch ones for big full meals. And we have Scan Pan, which is new to us the last year. And it is an anodized aluminum. And everybody worries about that, but these guys, it's made in Denmark. It is probably one of the world's leading manufacturers of nonstick. So it's safe. And that's the kind of texture on the bottom that's required for
It's
induction.
called Scan Pan.
Scan Pan. It's been around for quite a long time. Moving right along, we moved to something put out by Henkel, which is Ballerini. And these also come in all the sizes, but the 12-inch in the induction has been one of our top sellers. We sell tons of these. So the whole frying pan market has blown open.
All right,
And
if you need
we
one,
saw
and almost
hundreds of-
everybody does, come on in to the keeping room and check it out here. Now, next to it is something that I know a lot of my friends are really into, and that is making their own pasta.
It's the second thing next to the bread making. The pasta making has become a big thing. And we carry Atlas by Marcotta. It's probably the top quality pasta machine, very easy to use. And they're hard to get sometimes. We didn't get ours till quite late, but that's okay. We got them. And then finally, one of the fun things is popcorn. This popcorn that we carry is hull-less, so it doesn't have that crunchy
Nothing to
stuff.
stick between your teeth.
Yeah, it doesn't do that, which is kind of cool. And this year we got these really cool individual popcorn microwave. So,
Oh.
tablespoon and a half gives you 4 cups of popcorn.
For one serving, you can do that without having a big pot.
That's right. Cool, right?
That's kind of neat. As usual, you tell us all these neat things that are happening for Christmas and beyond. We're at the keeping room in Dundas, and why don't you come on in and see Phyllis Kramer? She's here all the time, for the most part, I would think.
And we're here till 8.
Socially distancing and masking, and you've got sanitizer, so everything is cool as far as
Yeah.
being safe. As
We
you're
only
doing your
let 6
shopping.
people in at a time,
Okay.
all the time, and then we're here till 8 o'clock at night
All right.
for the rest of the week.
The
Thank
keeping
you.
room in Dundas. Check it out for Christmas or any other reason.